Do the parents approve of these soon-to-be marriages? Well, tonight we will discuss that on the 90 Day Fiancé after show. Make sure you guys stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Tell me why can't I? You guys gotta do the dance.
Right?
Yes. Hi, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to the 90 Day Fiancé After Show. Tonight we are discussing episode 14, season 5 of 90 Day Fiancé, and I'm your host, Stacey Olivas, and you can catch me all over social media at Stacey Olivas. And I want to introduce my amazing, gorgeous co-host.
Hi, I'm Linda. It's so girly I'm saying my name on social media because it's so trained. I'm Linda Antwi. I am so excited about this episode. Azan Nicole. That's all I have to say.
I'm so ready to gossip, y'all. I have so much to say. You can follow me on Instagram at Alex Bowers. That's with 2 S's. And you can follow me on Twitter at AllieCatB.
What's up, everybody? I am Keith Andre. You can follow me on all things social media at Keith_Andre. We got Stacey's song playing tonight.
Yes, we do.
And I'm ready to get talking.
Okay, guys, we have to jump right in. Nicole and Azan, what did you guys think of this episode, their relationship? She's heading off to Morocco with her little May on her side. Her mom's pretty scared. I mean, throughout the episode, you see her mom crying, sad, not really, I don't know if she's really trusting May.
Well, I want to just jump
I mean,
in
not
here.
May, sorry.
Nicole.
Nicole,
Yeah.
she's trusting
Yeah.
Nicole. Little May's got it together. Nicole.
Think about your mom. Your mom knows you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can try to pass things over. You can try to lie to your mom, but she grew you. She raised you.
Yeah.
She knows you. So it worries me that she is so upset that Nicole is taking May. I mean, she knows her daughter is immature, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
she gives off
can't even-
childlike vibes,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know? To be
She's
22.
like 12. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Where she is not mature at all, and now she's bringing this, what, 2 or 5
2-year-old.
Two. She's two.
To Morocco for 2 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's never taken her anywhere else, really.
Ever.
Can I just mention, sorry, the airport when May was like on the belt.
Conveyor
Yeah, the
belt.
conveyor.
Like,
Out of control, like super out of control. I was a little conflicted with Nicole, right? Because on one hand, I felt like for a couple of instances, we got to see like how badly like she just needs love and like that attention. So I was kind of like, you know, feeling sorry for her. But then also when we saw May on the conveyor belt and she was just like how exhausting it is to travel with her 2-year-old, and her mom was saying how, you know, you spend 2 months with your daughter full time and by yourself. So I felt that she still shows like all those naive qualities, but at the same time, I really appreciated the fact that her intention to going back was, I want to bring May because I want to see if he'll be a good father. So I felt like she's trying to get there, but it's life. You can't just get old overnight or get mature overnight.
Right,
So
definitely.
And think about the beginning. She forgot. She asked her mom, "Did you bring the diapers?" Then they get to the car and she's like, "Oh, I forgot the passport."
yeah, but I thought that was cute. I mean, you know,
That
packing
is not
sometimes.
cute when you're traveling internationally
little
with a
humid.
baby.
But it happens, you know, do a checklist. But I was seeing her mom's reaction, I did feel like, oh, wow, this is a lot. But also I felt, you know, her mom spends a lot of time with May. So it's almost expected for her to feel this pull with May, you know, going overseas and being with this man in another country. So I don't know. I mean, Nicole and Azan's situation still remains the same for me. I'm not buying the love journey as of yet, but I do think that she's showing a different side of herself, at least.
I think she cares more about the man than she does her kid.
yeah,
Just
clearly.
from looking at, she wants to be loved. You can tell this girl is like,
But at the same time, I don't know because she has May calling him daddy already.
yeah.
That freaked me out.
She's like,
So
I'm
maybe
That's a
she
lot.
wants a family. That's what
Yeah.
we do know. Like
Right.
I feel like, but it's kind of forced at this point.
And she admitted it too as well. I like that. She said, you know what? People think it's strange, and maybe I did do it too soon, but here we are.
He's a stranger, really.
He is.
This is her first time, May's first time seeing him in person. You're calling him daddy. You know, a month in, the whole thing made me uncomfortable. You're calling him daddy, and then the way he's holding her, kissing all over her. You didn't feel violated?
I didn't have a problem with that. I don't know if I'm rooting for Azan on the low, but
No, you are.
I think, yeah.
I could appreciate his reaction to the situation. Like when they're together, there is a cuteness. There is a like, oh, you know, she's so giddy, and they're laughing a little, and it's like, well, maybe if we had the time, then we can develop something. But to you guys' point, I think the nature of it, looking at the like holistic aspect of wanting to have a family and be married and this baby, like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
I feel like it reeks a little bit of desperation. Do you know what I mean? Like you have a puzzle, and then you ever have one of those puzzles that has so many pieces, and you're convinced this one piece fits right there, and it's really not the right piece. That's the feeling I get from her. I feel like this guy is good looking to her. He is responsive enough for her to feel like he loves her.
Yeah.
But even she says she has doubts. And she's been saying that she has doubts, and yet she's still willing to move forward with it because I really feel like she wants to have that nuclear family, which I can respect. You know, you want the mom, the dad, the kid, all of that, but you just got to make sure that it's real.
Well, especially if you have to remind him to treat you right.
Right. Bring
I
me
mean, that's
flowers.
pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see the connection, so
But
maybe
again,
I'm missing what you're
we
missing.
do have this cultural difference. So,
Did you guys see that in the episode when, you know, May was in between them a lot? I feel like he was kind of like, May, I'm going to kiss on you and everything.
Right.
And then, like, Nicole.
Well, it's because they're in a Muslim country,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me because I actually don't know, and viewers, if you guys do know,
Yes.
please fill us in. But he's saying there can't be any outward affection, right? No, like hugging and kissing on male to female. Yet little May, you know, she's a little baby, but can you show affection that way? Can you show affection in public in Muslim communities to your children?
I think you can.
Yeah,
I think that's
I would
pretty
think so.
apparent. Yeah, I think there's not not as big of an issue with it. But I didn't like that she's still pressing. She's like, oh, you know, can you speak me a kiss? Like I'm like, girl, we can't do that here.
Just stop.
And then she said she was jealous. Oh, I'm kind of jealous that you're
Yeah.
kissing on May. You know what, Nicole?
I didn't like that.
Get it
You get your
together.
life together. That is your daughter.
Yeah, that shows
And then
your
you're
immaturity.
And I know
Yeah.
it rubbed me the wrong way because that's a different type of love that he's showing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what are you jealous about?
It's kind of sad. I feel bad for her.
I mean, you have
wants a
to because,
relationship.
and I don't know if it's because we can see it, but watching it is it is kind of this cringe-worthy thing
It is.
because you want love so bad. And I get it because we all do, but to what extent? Like,
Maybe he's just more mature, too. And she's just a little bit more immature.
yeah, and
he's
that
just
could come
like,
from
get
their backgrounds
more
as well.
serious.
I don't
And
think he's
especially
mature.
as,
You don't think
not
so?
at all?
Not at all.
How come?
Just the way he treats her, the way he talks. I think he is saying everything that she wants to hear, kind of, sort of. Like, he doesn't care about, I don't know. Like, you get what I'm saying? Help me.
It's like he's
He's-
on his job. So he's going to do his job very
He
well.
needs to get to the U.S.
Because he needs to get to where he's
But
going.
there still is an honest quality about him because he was saying how, you know, you're not perfect and all of these things. Like, I don't know. I don't want to keep giving him a break because y'all making me feel like I'm just giving him
Yeah,
this
I'm like,
pass.
you're here.
But
Team Eisen.
Team
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you
don't-
can still be a good person and do bad things.
right, for sure.
Right? So, and I'm not saying that that's what he's doing, but if he is doing that and he is it for the green card because that's where my vibe is, then he's still going to be who he is. He just has an agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do we prefer to see differently from them? Because I don't think it'll ever be a situation. I think in most instances with love and romance, we know the heart doesn't break even, rah rah rah. But I would never see her walking away from
She's
this
not
situation, and he has no reason to walk away from the situation.
So we are gonna
like,
agree.
what else?
Yeah.
We can just go for the ride.
We're
Yeah.
going to be here talking about them all season
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And like we see throughout the show, every culture views marriage differently. Some people are like, it's all about love. Some people are like, it's about money and taking care of me.
Yep.
As a woman.
And I'm glad you brought that up because we
Yes.
definitely got a good display of that over the course of this episode
Yes.
with different cultures and going right into
Evelyn, Evelyn
new
and
couple.
David, the new couple. Evelyn's 18 years old and David is 26. He's from Spain. She said that she fell in love with him and it was love at first sight. She said her parents are all for it. She's a devout Christian.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you guys think
Well,
of
I
their
was
relationship?
Pretty shocked that they let her fly to Spain by herself in the first place. I don't really understand that. Maybe I'm basing it off of the way I grew up.
Right.
Like, I didn't go out of the country. Well, I've never been out of the country by myself, but even to another state by myself till I was, 20?
And to meet a guy?
Like, completely by myself to meet a guy. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely enjoyed them. Like, they have this love thing, this romance. He's super, cute and romantic. And they do fit very well. And I think a part of it is because, I don't know if she's necessarily more mature than some of the other women that we see on the show, but she does have that strong background. And speaking to her family, I really like them as well. We learned that her parents were married for 21 years. So she has this foundation of marriage that I think a lot of the other women don't have. So I think that'll help out with her situation as well.
The family structure is pretty solid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it seems
Super
like they're
intact.
really for him, and they said that God sent him and that he's
Yeah, I think the
great for
faith.
her. That was awesome.
I love them. They hit my heart, and I feel like they are a little bit like how I grew up, and so it's really resonating with me.
Yeah.
And I just love that she loves the love part. I love the fact that she wants to wait,
And both
for
of them,
marriage,
they're
and they're both virgins, and they both have the same beliefs, and
Yeah.
he's gonna stay with her pastor, and the parents were praying for them. I love everything about
Yeah.
it. It almost
They're-
is in this world, it's like a little ray of sunshine.
like
is.
refreshing, like you were saying, refreshing.
Yeah, and a
compared
lot
to-
of it feels like a fantasy that we can just kind of go into. So I really enjoyed that. A small part of me, I'm not going to lie, was rooting for him not to get the visa. Only because... Me too.
So were you thinking he was a little lying a little?
No.
Or what did you think?
I felt that it was intact, but only because everything is just so easy for them, and it's just I don't know.
And then she's young, she's in love, she has the support of her family. I mean, everything just works out for
Where's
her.
the drama?
Yeah.
Right? With her friend Michaela. I was glad that she's keeping it real, but a part of me was like, I hope he don't get this visa, and then we'll really see how they handle it.
Do you see how it is? Love and war.
Yeah, seriously.
What did you?
Completely burst my bubble?
Yeah, I thought they were cute. What did you guys think? Speaking of Michaela, what did you think of her input and how she was telling Evelyn what she
was
felt
being
about-
real.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
100% real.
And can I just say on the flip side, though, she's the best friend. And do you remember them saying how with all the boyfriends, she's hated all of them?
Yeah.
Do you know sometimes you can have a best friend that feels like the guy's going to take you away or replace you?
Yeah, it's so true.
I think there's a little bit of that with her. I think that she is, yes, worried about her best friend, and yes, worried that, they got engaged within 2 weeks. But I also think she has a little bit of jealousy, just a tinge.
Yeah, and I agree with that for sure. I think I really respected her input because she was bold and honest, but Evelyn was just as bold and just as honest. You're the only person who has a problem with what's going on over here. I get what you're saying, but it ain't gonna change. We getting married. This is what we believe, and that's gonna be it.
They're strong for their age. I'm like, damn, I wish
Yeah.
I was that smart.
Yeah.
I loved how she was like, doesn't my opinion count?
Right.
For you? She's, it counts, but not
No.
more than my family's opinion.
Hello?
Mean.
It was, but it's
Everybody
real.
loved that.
But it was just too much.
Was it?
Like, she's just looking out for you. That's what
She
she
is.
like.
her intentions.
She's worried. If she's a good friend, she's gonna be worried, and she's gonna have all these opinions, and
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with it. I think that. Oh my God, what was I about to say? I just lost it.
It's okay.
I think
Evelyn?
not with Evelyn, but with Michaela. I think it is important for her to have this opinion and to be honest. But at the same time, with relationships and friendships, a lot of the times with this generation and the world we live in, we have an issue with boundaries. And I get your opinion, I can respect it, but we're not gonna cross this line.
That's right.
Your
You're
opinion
not-
is not gonna impact my love life.
You're not making my decision for my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Michaela told Evelyn you can't live on love. You need money for food and an apartment.
Oh, she was trying.
I know.
Yeah.
But I like Evelyn's way of thinking. She's like the only one that doesn't worry about money. She's like, we will struggle together.
And
I
a
like
little-
that.
Say
Yeah.
that. She said that we believe that God is going to provide
And that,
the
yeah.
food and shelter.
A little bit
That's
of it
just
is, this fantastical delusion. A little bit, but I'm with it. It's perfectly fine. I think she's sound in her beliefs and her foundation, and that is strong enough to get her where she wants to
I
go.
love them.
Yeah.
I
for
like
them.
them too.
Real
They're
love for them
Yes,
for
I
sure.
think
Real
they're
love.
I guess
gonna
I'm the
last.
only one that's just kind of like.
I'm excited to see him come. I
don't know.
In the 14 days.
In their interactions
Because
together.
I don't know. Also, he's got the what if he's not who he says he is?
Yeah, he does. You
Because
know,
he's got this little like
this
Spanish
Spaniard
vibe.
thing.
I'm
and
thinking,
it's
like,
Rico
the-
Suave.
I'm thinking
Are you
he's
really
not a virgin.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well,
I kind of thought that too.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know.
Look at all these
I don't
skeptics
know.
up here.
Yeah.
both sides.
I don't know.
listen, I'm believing what he says because
Me too.
we'll never know that one.
There has to be drama though
We gotta
within
see
this.
it.
So
This is gonna unfold.
What
My
is that?
question is, I want to know, is he really 26? Because she opened and was like, he's about 8 years older. No,
Yeah.
how old is he?
Right.
Right.
Just give us the age.
Maybe that will be their drama.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll hook up before marriage.
But
I think religion is going to be a conflict. Sorry. for
Yeah,
interrupting
no,
you.
you're
but
fine.
Like, I don't think he's as religious as
No,
she is.
he
That's not.
doesn't.
I,
I don't
yeah,
get it.
it's
I
not
was
gonna
going to
work.
say, Alex, I think the conflict is going to come with the religion. I think that he's religious, but we see that how close-knit she is with her family and singing in the band, and her brother Solomon's like everything. I think this is where we're going to see, because she's like, I'm going to do these last few gigs, and then
And I'm planning
I'm
my
planning my wedding.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think there'll be a little bit of tension there.
Yeah.
for
Conflict,
sure.
like if she
Mhm.
kinda
Breaking
like,
the band up. Wasn't that like a Diddy thing? How to make a band?
Oh,
Making the
making the
band.
band.
Breaking the band.
Yeah.
oh no, now I'm kind of like skeptical about their relationship.
I don't know, but I am glad that we at least have one couple that we'll get to see in America together going through this process. Because
Yes.
we can't count on nobody else.
We cannot count on Nicole.
At all. Oh my gosh.
And moving on to Molly and Luis. Again,
God.
Molly's 41, Luis is 26. He's coming over soon, and
Yeah.
her dad is not having it.
At all.
He's like, this guy's just trying to become a U.S. citizen. If you've read about politics lately, you would know.
You would know
that
something.
they
Yeah.
closed that border on the Dominican Republic,
Listen.
and that's his intention to be with you. You
Yeah.
think-
I'm not rooting for them. I do. So a
I'm not
couple
either.
of things.
Why
I didn't like that she didn't know anything about his culture. Like,
Nothing.
you know that you're going out to meet with your dad to kind of sell him off, and you're not giving him anything. At a certain point, I was wondering, okay, because her dad was asking about the process and what happened. So I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. Is it that she just doesn't know anything, or she doesn't want to tell her father? But on the other hand, I did appreciate her boldness with him. He said, what's the living arrangement? She said, well, what's it like at your house? A man and a woman have a bedroom. What, I'm making this decision. I could respect that from Molly, although I think it is a train wreck coming with the Molly Louise situation. I think there's a lot of concern, and we saw that in her dad, who is Southern. Like, he gave us the Southern
He
punchline.
sure did.
Yeah.
He's like, you should stay where you're at with who.
What do you say?
whoever
You should be as
surrounded.
scared,
Yeah.
as
As a
scared as a whore
whore
in
in
church.
church.
I said, hey now.
Wow. Yeah.
And her mom kind of was just a little worried that she's gonna get pushed to the
Yeah.
back seat.
Well, everybody is now. The daughters.
Right, her whole
the
family
mom.
kind of has that mentality. I like that her mom and her share like this best friend, and she was like, I just got to see my best friend and kick it with her.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah.
But
You know, I'm on the fence with these two. I think that we still need to be introduced to Luis.
Yep.
Right? And
Yep.
and then I can at least form a better opinion. From what I'm seeing now, though, she's definitely alienating a lot of her family members. Her daughters specifically are my concern.
Yeah.
And, you know, her daughter is just not for it, and we haven't addressed that.
Yeah.
The dad's not for it. And like you said, she has nothing to back up. She doesn't know the culture. When they were talking about the wedding traditions, she's like, I don't know.
whatever it is,
So-
I'm going to do it.
Right. If
I'm gonna get him over here.
Right. If it doesn't work out, then what's the process to the dad? I don't know.
Yeah.
So she just wants love.
And that's the
Yeah.
whole thing that's sad to me. Like, the intertwining thing in all of these so far to me is that desperation. Like, you're so desperate to be in love that this is it. You get married, you get engaged in 2 weeks, or you go down for a girls' night and you come home with a husband. Like, you know?
Well, think
It's
about
a
it though.
lot.
It is a short span of time until like they have to get married. They
Yeah.
only have those 90 days. So
Yeah.
I understand why things are moving quick. You
I
know?
do, but there's also a point of when you can put the brakes on. Like, if you're, like we talked about earlier, if it's not fitting, don't force it to fit.
Right.
Right. But the hardest thing is gauging kind of that with it, and that's a self-discovery type of situation.
Right. But
Is
you're
this
41.
okay.
Yeah.
That
Take
Be
part.
care.
woke. Stay woke.
you
Yeah.
gotta do
know.
something. But I know you said that she is alienating a lot of her family, and I agree with that. But I don't know if she has any other option because she doesn't have really anyone in her life who is supporting her decision and who is rooting for this. Yeah, he
but I don't
seems
think she's doing it on
indifferent.
purpose.
Her brother,
Yeah.
Jeff.
You know, she has to look out for herself at this point. You know, yeah, her daughters don't like it, and I don't agree with what she's doing with her daughters, moving this man in. But at the same time, it's like, I need to find love. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
you know?
I think when it comes down to it, we need to meet Luis and see what he has to say. 'Cause
Yeah.
we
We're
haven't
on the
had any of
fence.
his perspective.
I think it's just some infatuation. I think she's like,
Yeah.
I
'Cause
didn't
he's
live my
young.
youth. Maybe she's having like a little midlife crisis because she had to raise a daughter young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And maybe
she's
she's
about to
like,
be-
I'm going to live vicariously through this
She's
Right.
about to be the mother of 3.
little guy.
Oh my God.
Yep, I said it. Yep, 26
Or she's
with
about
the
to
selfie
go out-
like us, with the selfie.
Right.
That's the picture that we saw.
Yeah.
Or she's going to get
With 2
her
kids.
party on.
Right,
Yeah.
right. She's
see
gonna get her
Molly
groove
up in
back.
the club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Molly, you in danger. Okay.
my
Next, David and Annie. David's 48, Annie's 24. He's in Thailand right now, gonna get some baht and some gold.
I feel so bad.
Let me just say this. I am hugely disappointed in David. I'm so over him. But at the same time,
Why?
I love Annie
Love
to
her.
death. I think that she shows like a depth of maturity that nobody else has. Like, she's super honest. Like, you're 48 years old. Like, what are you doing? You don't have anything to show for yourself. Like, let's get it together. So I guess to start with their relationship, and then we'll get into the bot thing, because I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
I love learning about the cultural aspect. But she now knows that David is hiding something. He's not being honest about his finances. You're embarrassing me in the jewelry store, asking, can you put a down payment?
Right.
And then come back tomorrow?
You know what I
And like
thought?
piecemeal, like he's just, here, we'll buy a little now and then, you know, a
Layaway?
little,
You know what I
layaway entitled.
So done
Yeah,
with him.
layaway. That's
Like,
exactly what I thought.
I'm
I was
just-
like, do they have layaway?
No.
Do they have what is that?
They looked at him like he was crazy.
Well, they said you
Like,
could put
huh?
this deposit
Bot
and
by
come back
bot.
tomorrow. But I don't
Oh,
think
I
that
feel
he's
bad.
showing us, he's not showing any, he's not showing me anything.
Okay, you know my problem with him? He needs to be honest with his financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be honest with what he can and cannot do. Because if you can't come up with this 11 bot, then when she's asking you, are you going to be able to take care of me? And
Yeah.
he says, yes, I can. Well, how can you? You can't even, afford this kind of dowry.
process.
Well, he
or the
said
process.
try. He said, I'll try
try.
when they were on the boat.
And I also like that she's learning because he keeps, I feel like he keeps trying to deflect and say, oh, you just think everybody in America is rich. And and she's like, no, how can you take care of me? And his response is, well, I had a house. Well, I had money.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have now?
Right now.
Let's
She can
get
stay
to
in
the
Thailand.
future.
Lay it
Yeah,
out
I
on the
don't care
table.
about
What do you
that.
got?
Right. And
Yeah.
I
I
love
wanna
that
know right
response
now.
too about staying. She said, you know what? If you don't have it, I'm already here.
Right.
Bye. I'll
Bye.
be here.
Stay.
Yeah.
This is your job. If
Yeah.
you want this,
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Me too.
No.
But at the same time, it's like,
he's
come
going through
on.
hell,
he's
you
too
guys.
old for me to feel bad for, sir.
Right.
It's like he's having like, it's like a late midlife crisis, you know?
And I
Like,
don't
Well, he
think
lost
it's
it all.
a
His wife probably
crisis.
took all of it.
Yeah.
His ex-wife.
Right.
I feel like, what are you doing right now to change your financial situation besides like being there and trying to
Yeah.
get married? Like, what are you doing?
And let
because
me-
the more you hide it, the more it's not going to get fixed.
and the
Yeah.
longer you stay in Thailand.
And I'm telling exactly
Because you're not working.
He's not
You're
working.
working. So what's going to happen is, remember the friends came over?
Yeah.
He's going to be borrowing a lot of money from that friend.
Yeah.
Because
And
he
you kn-
already has done that. Remember last episode?
Right.
Yeah.
And it does it raises the question for me because I feel like in the last episode we got to see this love quality and feeling that, you were in it for love. But now because you do have this financial burden, I don't know if you are interested in this for love or if you just need somebody. I'm
needs
really
somebody.
starting to
He
question
needs
his
somebody.
Yeah.
He
intent.
definitely
He
needs
just wants
somebody.
attention.
This was
Yeah.
like the third girl that he wanted to propose to while he was
Yeah.
in Thailand, right?
It's like, I don't care who you are as
Right.
long as you are a person.
But you know what?
Yeah.
The redeeming quality, I think, is Annie. I think Annie is direct. I think Annie
Yes.
knows exactly what she wants. She knows how her family is and what her family will and will not accept.
Mm-hmm.
And she's telling you right now, listen, guy, if you can't get your life together, if you can't afford me and take care of me, there's no way she's going to go to the U.S.
For sure.
Do you know what I mean?
And
Like,
she knows that.
She knows that.
And
So-
she's, taking the mirrors off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
As interested as she is in the process of getting married and going to America,
Yeah.
there's this realistic quality. Whereas, hey, at this point, it looks like that may not happen.
Yeah.
But I do like I called it the building blocks of bot, because
Yes.
when they were in the store, we did get to learn about the bot,
bot.
because I was wondering about the 11 and the I don't know
one
if
and the
someone
one.
Yeah.
wants to break it down.
Yeah, it's like
So one bot is $600 US, 11 is 6,800.
Yeah.
that's how much he needs, right, to buy the
Right.
ring.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
But
and
he's
the representation
piecemealing
of it. The representation
Representation
is
of it.
one for the man,
Yeah,
one for the woman. You
Yeah.
put them together,
and
you
we're
get
together.
11.
Yeah.
I love
Isn't
that.
that great?
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
I wonder if she'd stay with him in Thailand if he can't afford her.
No.
in the
Nope.
US.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No, because A, that's
she's
not my
not in
culture. B, you can't take care of me like you need to.
Right.
C, I want to go to America.
But is he trying to go to America anytime soon? Because if he's telling her, I don't have the money right now, we're gonna take this step by step, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you jewelry
Building
every
the
now and
blocks
then.
of
Like, how
vibe.
long are you gonna stay in Thailand?
I think that she's gonna be. I don't mean to cut you, but I think she's gonna be over it pretty soon. And for me, it's just like when we got to learn like the 11 body, that's $6,800. That's not a crazy amount,
You don't
unattainable amount of money.
$6,800.
Like she said about
Yeah.
you don't have savings, you don't have any emergency.
Nothing.
This is a problem.
Right? He's gonna be boring from the fan. That we can guarantee.
Yeah.
I
I
can
think
guarantee.
he's.
Because he even said it's kind of like robbing from Peter to give to Paul,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So
Oh
if
my
you don't
Exactly.
even have it and you're scrambling around to do your layaway, what's next? Because
Yeah.
this is only part of it. Remember, he still has to do the dowry. Then
Right.
you still have the wedding. Then you still
So
have to
true.
come over to America. Then there's the visa process that we're going to talk about shortly.
Yeah.
All of that costs money.
And I think the worst part about it is that he has these friends who are going to enable him and give him the money so that he'll get through this process. But I just hate for Annie that she's going to go through this
Yeah.
process. And then in the end, what happens? What am I left with? Because
Yeah.
you don't have any money.
But
just
she's
wasted your
smart. She
time.
might
She's not gonna
do
come
it.
to the U.S.
Exactly.
He's gonna spend all this money,
Yeah.
struggling, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna get to a point. She's like, "But can you take care of me in the U.S.?
Right.
No, I'm staying here."
Yeah.
And
gonna
she's
get
gonna
to
keep her.
Kentucky and
She's gonna
say,
keep
Oh
her
my
stuff and keep
God.
it
This
moving.
is not America. Kentucky is not what I see.
Take me back to Thailand. Okay. So speaking of the K1 visas,
Yes.
Linda's going to tell us a little bit about the process
Yes.
and all that.
So we talked about it last week that we're going to introduce this new K1 visa process, and it's actually a very long process. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about the first steps. So what is a K1 visa? And by definition, it's a non-immigrant classification visa for foreign-born fiancés. So if you're not from the U.S. and you're from the U.S. and you fall in love with a non-U.S. person overseas, then you need to apply for a K1 visa.
Right.
And so it gives you the opportunity for you to have your fiance come to the U.S., but you must marry within 90 days. Like
Right.
that is it. You have to get
Gosh, that's
married.
short.
Exactly.
Once you get married, then that's when you can adjust your status from being just a fiance to applying for a green card, which now then allows you to work legally in the U.S.
In America.
Okay.
Okay. So, definition of a fiance. So, the official definition set up by U.S. immigration law and the U.S. official definition of fiance is anyone who receives an I-129F petition from the alien fiance. So, what does that mean? It means you applied for a petition to bring this person over to America. So, I'm going to give them this I-129F petition. You're now called an alien fiance. You guys following me?
Okay.
So now, what is
Like,
alone.
yes.
You gotta
What's
break
Go
it
ahead,
down a
girl.
little.
Take
what's the
notes.
process? Okay, so this is the process. You two are getting married.
Yes.
Okay, you're from the Dominican and you're from America. Okay, you need to go to your nearest, closest U.S. office and apply this petition for the K1 visa.
Right.
Okay, you can't go to an embassy, you can't go to a consulate, and you can apply from where you
Right.
are.
It's
You-
solely on the American.
Solely on the American.
Okay.
You wait. The petition has to get approved. If the petition is approved, they send it to where you're from.
Got it.
Okay.
So back
And
to
then
Dominican.
Back to the Dominican.
I get all this information.
Yes, and then the National Visa Center is going to process all of that information, and they're going to assign you a case number. Okay. Following still?
Yes.
Next.
So we're still separated.
We're still separate. You still where you are in the Dominican.
I just sent him the
She's in
paperwork,
LA.
basically.
Right.
And you didn't send it.
The people,
they sent it.
Okay.
You now two have a case number.
Got it.
Okay. Cool. Next, you are going to go to your U.S. embassy because now you have your case number and the paperwork, right? And you're going to get instructions on where you have to go for a medical exam. And it's a very specific exam, and you have to go to a specific doctor. Okay. Then you have to bring in your not credit, but your background. Like you're not a criminal from where you're from. Okay. If that all passes, you get a K3 visa. And I'm going to leave it there.
Oh, my God.
K3 visa, KT visa, K1 visa. So think about that, you guys. That's the first step. You guys haven't even...
That's only 3.
Right.
That's it? Well, that's just the first step on what you need to do.
Yeah, but
we
K3 visa.
K3 visa. So it's a process. It goes from K3 to K2 to K1. Then you come to America.
Now, let me ask, because I know that this is the first step, the first portion of it. Now, at this point... I guess the paperwork that she's filed in America, she already meets the eligibility requirements.
Eligibility on her end.
Gotcha.
She can sponsor 10 of you Dominicans
right.
if she can say that she can afford that, right? And she's
right.
a polygamist. But there's not a lot that she has to do on her end. It's on your end.
Got you. Yeah, I saw that for the eligibility, she just has to be a U.S. citizen, intend to marry within 90 days, and then have met each other at least once within 2 years.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So how long does it take to even get to the K3 though?
So this process, it depends on the person, and it depends on when they've gotten their medical. It depends on
gotta
their
get
background.
approved.
You have to get approved on your end. So let's just think about that's just the first process. So they still have to. We'll talk about it.
Right.
What do you guys think? Are you still in love with a foreigner? Do you still want to bring them to America?
Go through all of that.
Let's go through the steps. Next week we're going to talk about what the documentation that you need for your K1 visa.
Oh.
That is just a whole lot of paperwork.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I'd be last on the medical thing.
Like,
These
I'm not doing that.
naysayers. There's little naysayers here.
Forget it. I thought about it, and maybe we should just be friends.
Yeah. I thought I loved you, but I don't like that person.
Can we put it in perspective?
Yeah.
Nicole and Azan. She's 22. She's going through this.
You're right.
She is on a mission.
Hey.
She is on a mission.
Like she's serious.
That is
Dedicated. Dedicated. Oh my God.
To be so young. She's like ready.
Yeah, but Evelyn too at 18.
But do you remember what her mom said? She was like a bulldozer. In the first episode, she'll like bulldoze her way through it. Like she wants this. She is gonna have him.
Okay.
I think of like the Flintstones or whatever. You know, you like hit him over the head and throw him
Drag
over the
him. And drag him back.
back to America. Yes.
That is horrible. Oh my God. I cannot.
But speaking of love, right?
Yes.
We're all about love here because I am.
Love. Because the K1 process is about to stress us out. It's super like technical, but I do want to do kind of a love question each and every week. So just pulling from the episode, we get to see a lot of questions that either the parents or the family members are having with the person who is looking to get engaged. And so each week I'll raise a question. We'll discuss it, and then we want to get your feedback. We want to know how you feel about it and what your response is to the question as well. So tonight there were a few, but I'm always just going to pick one, and so we'll keep it simple, keep it cute. Do you believe in love at first sight? Because it would have to take some kind of love at first sight if I'm going to go through this tedious process to get you to America.
Are you laughing because you don't believe in it?
I am laughing because you guys are so against the K1 process, and we're like in step A. And we need to go from A to Z.
This is like school.
And these guys are like,
I'm not against it. It just
said, let's just be friends.
Right? It
no, yeah,
puts
that's
it
too
into
much.
perspective. So it makes me think that, wow, there has to be some kind of level of affection, infatuation, or love for a person to commit to this process. So do you guys believe in love at first sight?
I believe that you could be attracted to someone. No.
Yeah.
No.
Nope. Never going for
No.
it.
I kind of do. I
do?
kind of believe in it, but at the same time, I'm like, no. I don't know.
Yeah. What
I
about you,
believe
Linda?
in love at first sight.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally believe in it.
I think I do
that,
too.
I think that you can meet someone and have that instant connection and that
Yeah.
can feel like love. Do I think that you have to explore it? Absolutely. But I think that you can fall in love with someone immediately.
I agree. I believe in love at first sight. I think that it can happen, but it is something that has to be explored, and it is a process. So I think maybe months later, years later, you realize, oh, wow, this was love at first sight. But I'm not going to walk away from meeting Alex and have this connection and recognize that it's love at first sight.
Yep.
If you don't question that, then that's where it's a
Yeah.
bit of
But
an
some
issue.
people confuse love with lust.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
Like, I'm attracted to you. I
Absolutely.
want
different.
you.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm in love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
So I think
point.
most young millennials
Yeah.
are like, it's lust at first sight. So
Hell
they'll say
yeah.
love at first sight, but it's not.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They're
it's
You
sexy.
gotta know the person. What if this is just a
yeah.
A random.
Me,
Yeah, I think more
like-
often than not, we
It's
do
lust.
see lust
Yes.
at first sight.
I mean, I
but-
feel like we've all been there.
oh, for sure.
You know, like, ooh, he's,
we don't.
you know?
Wait.
I'm just saying.
That's a story.
He is
Right.
fine.
That's for the after show.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's for Twitter. Now
Yeah.
that we could talk about that all day
day.
because honey, there's some stories to be
Right.
told.
Oh my gosh.
Got it. That's
But
went there.
I do want to know. I think that that's a good question, especially as we look at 90 Day Fiancé and
Yeah.
this process. Like,
Yeah.
how ideal or how honest is it to feel like there is this
Love
tangible
connection.
quality, of love at first sight? Is
Yep.
it real? Is it a thing? And can it happen?
We want to know.
we want to know.
Tweet us.
Yes, you guys tweet
Live
us.
comment.
Yes.
Love
yes,
question.
yes.
What should we call it? The
Instagram.
love question. What can we hashtag it so we can keep track of it?
Let's call
It could be the love question.
Love
the
question
after-
mark maybe.
Yeah.
Or-
Love question.
We're gonna figure that out.
We figure it out.
We'll tweet it
Hashtag
out.
The love question.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
Tweet us.
make sure you guys tweet us with all your comments, your opinions about this episode because it was kind of a train wreck. And make sure you follow us on all our social medias. You can follow me at Stacey Olivas all over Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever.
I am Linda, and you can follow me at Linda is So Girly. Same places: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I'm very responsive, so I really want to hear from you guys. Let us know.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to know, is it love or lust? Let me know. Use the hashtag. You can follow me on Instagram at Alex Bowers with 2 S's and Twitter at AllieCatB.
Yes, I cannot wait to get on all things social media and to know how you feel about the episode, how you feel about the after show, and do you believe in love at first sight? I'm Keith_Andre all over the world.
Yes. Bye, guys. We'll
See
see
you
you next
later.
time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.